Board members, we all set? Okay. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education, I would like to thank you for being in attendance, both virtually and in person, for tonight's board meeting. At this time, I would like to reconvene the meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education to order for Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Burkett,
Present.
Fiorentino,
Present.
Lamarca, present. Scarpino,
Present.
Stevens,
Present.
Thomas, and Zettler.
Present.
You have 7 board members present.
Thank you. Superintendent Harkin?
Yes, it is my pleasure to invite Principal Brittany Porsche to the podium to introduce her Big Timber Elementary School students.
Parents and grandparents, if you want to get up, stand to the side, take pictures, please feel free to do so. Please feel free to do so, okay?
Did you want them to come closer?
I'm sorry?
The parents, did you want them to come closer?
If they want to, sure.
Okay. Our Big Timber families, if you guys want to walk to the front, that's okay. You're not going to distract anyone. If you want to come closer to take pictures, please feel free.
Okay, Britt.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good evening, Dr. Harkin, members of the board, and community members. I'm Brittany Porsche. I'm the principal at Big Timber Elementary School. I am joined tonight by my assistant principal, Mrs. Israel, who's taking pictures right here in the front. This is an exciting night for Big Timber, as it is our first time that we represent our school here, leading the Pledge of Allegiance at the board meeting. It is with great pleasure that I get to introduce these amazing students that are standing here before us tonight. The students that are here tonight lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, but before we do that, we want to share with you why they are here and why they were chosen tonight. If you recall, one of our commitments that our staff made as part of the transition plan for Big Timber was to focus on students' social, emotional well-being and making connections with one another and building a positive school culture and community. As part of our PBIS structures, we have identified behaviors that we would expect to see from our students at Big Timber. So at Big Timber, we are bold badgers, which means that we are brave, organized, loyal, and determined. Our students receive daily lessons on what it means to be a bold badger and are provided opportunities to practice those skills that they are learning. The students in front of you were chosen by their teachers because they were showing exemplary, bold badger behaviors each and every day. Their teachers commented that these students are organized, focused, and ready to learn. They are brave by standing up for what's right and sharing their thoughts and ideas with others. And they are loyal, kind, and caring friends to their peers. They are also determined by doing their best every day. This is an exceptional group of students that are standing before you representing Big Timber tonight. I will now introduce each of our students in front of us. Starting with our kindergartners, Cameron Rogers. Angelina Ramirez is absent tonight, but she was one of our students. Daniela Reese. Natalia Marin. Lily Bollinger. Liana Thorpe. Cannon Ackerley. Emma Otzwald. Alana Rapp. And in the back, starting with our third graders, Ryder Johnson, Scarlett Odisho, Emerson Finn, Ethan Luna, Ethan Parker, Jaden Thompson, Kayla Georgieff, Sean Shannon, and Seth Cedillo. And now if you would please stand as our bold badgers lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Parents, grandparents, you are free to leave unless you want to stick around for the next hour, 2 hours or so for our meeting. Please feel free. Great job. Great job, parents. Thank you.
Well, that was special.
Okay. Okay. For those who have watched our board meetings both in person and over the internet, you will remember we have rules of decorum. These rules serve a purpose so we as a board can have a meaningful and productive board meeting. In order for this to occur, decorum must be maintained. The following are the rules of decorum. First, there's no need for anyone to call out comments during our meeting or to raise their voices, nor to interrupt another speaker or presenter. We as a board will listen to you and be respectful. We will consider your comments, but will not dialogue or engage with speakers in this forum. Board members may choose to discuss matters brought up during public comment during board discussion. However, I need to remind everyone that this would be a board discussion, and the board will not dialogue or engage with anyone other than the superintendent and other board members. I ask you to please be respectful, civil, and courteous during our meeting. Second, if a person chooses to be disruptive, I will gavel the person and ask them to please stop their disruptive behavior. Additionally, our district safety officer or his agent may warn them that if they choose to continue their disruptive behavior, additional consequences will be forthcoming. Third, if a person chooses to continue to be disruptive and not follow the rules, they will be removed from our meeting. This action is a direct result of the person's choice to be disruptive. Fourth, we as a board will respectfully listen to each speaker. Just because we didn't vote the way someone wanted us to does not mean we didn't listen or take into consideration what you had to say. Please remember, we all learn differently. Some of us take notes during presentations and therefore take our eyes off the speaker. It doesn't mean we are not listening. Fifth, in our effort to accommodate the ability for more seating in our boardroom, we respectfully request that the audience remains in their seats throughout the duration of the meeting with the exception of using the restroom or speaking at the podium. Finally, I want to thank you in advance for your cooperation. The board and I look forward to a meaningful and productive meeting. Item number 5 is the approval of the agenda. We will not be having a second closed session, so that item will be removed. With that, board members, there are also 2 deletions to the agenda. We're removing item 10.7, playground and decorative mulch bid, and item 10.10, grounds and maintenance supplies / equipment contract extension. These items will be removed from the items for discussion. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zeller. Burkett.
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Scarpino.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Fiorentino.
Aye.
Thomas. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Superintendent Harkin?
Yes, next I'm excited to announce and bring forward to the podium Ms. Sheila Crotty-Kagan to provide an update on our ILMEA Middle School Festival qualifiers. So come on forward.
Good evening, Superintendent Harkin and members of the board. We're here this evening for one of my favorite activities every year, and that is recognizing our outstanding middle school students who were selected to participate in the Illinois Music Educators Association District 9 Junior Festival. I am always so proud to be here and to read their names because of the commitment and dedication that it takes to be selected as a member of this ensemble. These students had to prepare and perform challenging music in order to be selected. This required many hours of preparation and dedication on their part. Many students from all around the area auditioned for these ensembles, and I commend all of the students who took the time to practice and learn the music and audition. And tonight, we would like to recognize Karina Kopek, from Algonquin Middle School. From Dundee Middle School, Ella Lascano, Caitlin Minoj, Amanda Hansen, Ella Jean Cowell, who could not be here this evening, Sebastian Javona. I'm going to read the full list of students' names who weren't able to join us this evening because I did let their parents know that it would be on YouTube and they could come back and listen to it. So we also have Shayla Ricci, Lila Stoner, Jackson Foley, Sylvester Marquez Sandoval, Latoyvin Norwood, Penelope Sluka, and Ian Winters. And now from Hampshire Middle School, we have with us this evening Kendall Sweet and Lucas Bailey. And from Westfield, we have Christina Kornataski, David Reyes, and Chase Amin. And also from Westfield, not able to join us here this evening, but we definitely want to recognize Anya Ahmad, Molly Jones, and Jackson Pfister. Let's give all of these amazing deserving students a round of applause. And we're going to have the students come around to shake hands with our members of the board. And as they do that, go ahead, Ms. Grabowski. I'd also like to recognize their amazing, wonderful teachers. Ms. Cassandra Grabowski was able to join us this evening. She is the choir director from Algonquin Middle School. And we thank all of our teachers for everything they do for our students. Thank you.
Parents and grandparents, congratulations to you. Outstanding job. And if you want to take off, please feel free to. Or if you want to stick around for the rest of the board meeting, you can do that too. Great job, parents. Very proud of you and your children. Superintendent Harkin?
Yes, I believe the next part is good news.
Good news. Okay, board members.
The International Technology and Engineering Education Association, also known as the ITEEA, has announced that Hampshire High School Industrial Technology Department is the recipient of the 2023 Program of Excellence Award. The Program of Excellence Award is one of the highest international honors bestowed to a K-12 technology and engineering education program. According to the ITEEA, awardees serve as models for their colleagues, inspiration to their communities, and proponents of advancing technology literacy for everyone. Hampshire High School will receive this award during the ITEEA conference this coming April. District 300 congratulates the Hampshire High School Industrial Technology Department for being selected as the Program of Excellence Award recipient.
District 300 high school students recognized for photography work. Excuse me. 2 District 300 high school students were recently recognized at the Batavia Fine Arts Center for their submissions to the Kane County Regional Office of Education Student Photography Contest. Jacobs High School students Titus Lands and Adara Nahornoff each received awards for being named weekly winners in the 9-week photo competition. Their work was displayed at the Batavia Fine Arts Center, in addition to other photos featured in the contest, including those from fellow Jacobs students Christina McMahon and Maggie Zimmerman, as well as Hampshire High School students Raymond Barrage and Ashlyn Marwig. District 300 congratulates all of our students whose work was recognized as part of the Kane County Regional Office of Education's Student Photography Contest.
Lincoln Prairie Elementary School collects nearly 3,300 items for D300 Food Pantry. Students and families from Lincoln Prairie Elementary School recently collected nearly 3,300 items for the D300 Food Pantry. And due to my work with the pantry, I have a little bit more inside scoop. That's what I was digging for a second ago. That actually amounted to 2,167 pounds of food. So mind-blowing. That's an amazing donation. The school student council organized the food drive, turned it into a competition, and offered a pizza party to the winning class. District 300 congratulates the Lincoln Prairie Elementary School Student Council on the success of its collection effort for the D300 Food Pantry. And on behalf of the D300 Food Pantry, as executive director, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And actually, a lot of the schools did special drives for us in December, and we couldn't be more appreciative. So thank you.
Dundee Crown High School has received a new ADA accessible picnic table thanks to the Irving Crown High School class of 1972. Earlier this year, the class of 72 recognized its 50th anniversary, in part by donating $1,000 towards a memorial picnic table and plaque for the Dundee Crown campus. A check presentation took place in September during the school's homecoming football game, and recently the table and plaque arrived at Dundee Crown. The picnic table features seating around 3 sides, with the table's 4th side open for wheelchair accessibility. The plaque is affixed to the table and reads, "Donated by the class of 1972. The table will be placed near Dundee Crown's athletic fields. District 300 thanks the Irving Crown High School class of 1972 for its contribution toward an ADA accessible picnic table.
Community invited to cheer on District 300's Special Olympics basketball team this Sunday. Community members are invited to cheer on the District 300 Special Olympics basketball team on Sunday, January 15th, as it competes for a chance in the state tournament. The team will play 2 games Sunday at Jacobs High School. The first game will start at 9:30 a.m., and the second will start at 9:50 a.m. Both games are free to attend. Should the team win both of its games, it will advance to the state tournament, which will take place in March. District 300 wishes the best of luck to the District 300 Special Olympics basketball team as it prepares to compete this Sunday.
Superintendent Harkin.
Yes, I'd like to invite Mr. Abir Tamora up to the podium to give an update on the 2023-2024 school calendar.
Good evening, Superintendent Harkin and Board of Education. It is my most distinct pleasure to be here in front of you to provide an update to the school calendar for the 23-24 school year. This is for next year. Do I control this or is it over there? I do. All right, look at that. All right. So this version that you have right here in front of you, actually the year is inaccurate. It's supposed to be November 9, 2021. This calendar for the 23-24 school year was approved by the Board of Education on November 9, 2021. That's a significant amount of time ago. Lots of things have changed. So therefore, I'm here to provide to you an update as to what it's going to look like, and also that our families or students or staff members know what's coming for next year, and they can prepare and plan their vacations, their family gatherings, and so on and so forth. So since 2021, many things have changed. So one of the things that I want to point out to you is the fact that this past winter, District 300 was able to close all of our buildings for 1 full week. This is a practice that we plan on continuing moving forward. This is definitely something that has been a plus for all of our employees or employee morale, a good opportunity to recharge and come back the subsequent year and really get things going. Additionally, one change that is taking place from when this calendar was originally approved for now is the change in the last day of student attendance for the first semester. Just like it was this year, it's December 22nd. It will be again December 22nd, happens to be a Friday. It allows plenty of time for our families, for travel, whatever it may be. And again, this calendar is always formulated through a committee that is represented by representation from all of our employee groups and administration. So this is not something that is created in isolation, but it's something that it has a team effort and a lot of input from different people, and many eyes on this calendar, because one mistake can be very costly. Additionally, we are updating for the calendar the late starts for next school year. Just like we did for this year, will be 10 late starts. These are the dates, semester 1 and semester 2. All of them are on a Wednesday, as you see on the screens right now. Most of them are either the second or the third Wednesday. Obviously, we have to make sure that we identify the days depending on the holidays, the winter break, spring break, so on and so forth. So in November 9th, 2021, we could not predict what the late starts would be. At that point, we had early releases. Now we have the late starts. So these are the days that would be part of the calendar.
May I ask a question during
Yes,
this?
sir.
Did we have childcare, or do we provide childcare?
We do provide childcare
Okay.
currently for our during our late starts for those families who need the childcare.
And will that be consistent during this calendar then?
Yes.
Okay.
We will continue to offer that and provide that to our families.
Thank you.
Thank you. The other thing that changed since 2021 is that we've brought to fruition 2 collective bargaining agreements that change some of our professional development offerings. In order to be in compliance with our contractual language with our teachers union, we now have identified 6 professional development days. 3 of those professional development days, in the past, it would vary either 2 days or 3 days at the beginning of the school year. We have created a uniform process and procedure to provide professional development, 3 days of professional development before the student's first day of student attendance. All of these days are 8 to 3 p.m. professional development days. As you can see here, August, the proposed calendar for next year, the change is adding that 1 additional professional development day. So the first day of student attendance in this case will be Tuesday, August 15th. It does not change from what it was originally. Actually, yes, I'm sorry, it does change, and that identifies the 3 professional development days. The other 3 professional development days through the year, one of them is King County Day. That is, every single district in King County has the same day off. And the other 2 days, one is in October, one's in April. Now, each one of these professional development days has an intent and purpose that is driven by the teaching and learning team, not necessarily by us, the academic team, to make sure that we provide good professional development for all of our staff. The other things that I want to note right here, yes. The first day teachers will be in our building will be the 10th of August. That is correct. Thursday, August 10th, the Thursday would be the first day for teacher attendance and attending professional development activities.
McHenry County, is it a similar day, or do you know, or?
Every county selects a particular day. For Kane County Day is on this particular day on Friday, March 1st. It actually coincides with the same day in DuPage County. Not every county coincides, but right now we are very fortunate that we're able to have an not a necessarily an agreement, but a verbal kind of agreement to when the Kane County Day is. But every single school in district in Kane County has the same day off.
What about the schools in McHenry County?
I am not familiar with what day that would be. I can look into that and provide an update as to what day would be for them and if they have such a date.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem.
I think, this is just my interpretation, please. When we say Kane County Days, you are talking for the entirety of District 300, we will be doing the March 1st date.
That is correct.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's.
So the clarification is, it's the Kane County Regional Office of Education that designates that date. The school district that we work with in what regional office is Kane County. So while it's Kane County, it's all of our school districts, because all of our schools are, even the ones that are in McHenry County, are considered to be part of Kane County Regional Office of Education. This day that is that occurs takes place through our Regional Office of Education, and that's who we preside with. So we aren't part of the McHenry County ROE. So if that makes sense. So that represents, and so it's just all of our schools will be off that day. All of our teachers have access to professional development through the Kane County ROE, because that's who oversees District 300.
Thank you. The other items that I want to point out to you is some things that came out in conversation through the committee we look at our student attendance. We look at uniqueness that can be created in the calendar to afford some natural breaks. So right now, the committee is recommending that Friday, October 6th, that is adjacent to a district holiday, becomes a non-student attendance day. Consequently, following the same pattern, for Friday, February 16th, and you will note that it's in a different color than the one in October. Typically, historically, and I don't want to say this word, this is the dreaded S word. Yes, it's white, fall from the sky. That's what I'm going to say. If we were to have such type of dates, they typically take place prior to this particular day. Should we have one of those dreaded days, on Friday, February 16th of next school year, it would become a student attendance day. Otherwise, it would be in similar fashion to the October date. It will be an extended break. It will be a non-student attendance day. Dr. Harking?
Yes. So, yes. So just what we're looking to do, and I really appreciate the work by the calendar committee. It's an extensive group of people that really try to take thoughtful conversation in. So, one of the feedback when people, I think we're looking at the shift from the late starts, early releases to the late starts, was I think people enjoyed having the Fridays off and having the long weekends for their families. So in an effort to try and still provide that to our families, we're building these 2 days in. But as Mr. Morris said, emergency days. It's not necessarily snow day, inclement weather day.
she said it.
I
She said
did.
it.
I did. That what we would do is at this point, should we not have any, and I don't like them any more than anybody else does. You trust me, it's the worst day of a superintendent when they have to call that day. We would build this into our calendar to afford parents having a long weekend for their families. So.
So those days we access through it are already scheduled off?
That is
So
a
it'd be
hol-
like,
those are
when you say
holidays.
long weekend, it's Friday,
Friday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Correct.
Okay.
That was
Great
correct.
question. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. So here is the version of what it will look like. So the first image that I presented to you was what was approved on November 9th, 2021. I know this is, but this is all the entire calendar in one single shot. As you can see, we also have identified, in case of those emergency days, by school code, we have to identify up to 5 days to be made up. Obviously, the 5 days, as I spoke briefly about, was Friday, February 16th. The other 4 days that would have to be identified is Friday, May 24th. The last day of student attendance, if we don't have any of those dreaded days, would be Thursday, May 23rd. There's a holiday right there, but in case we were to have some of those dreaded days, we would come back after the holiday for a maximum of 3 days. So this calendar is taken into consideration with all the hopes and wishes that we don't have any dreaded days and that we are able to abide by what we have right here. We have identified our late starts, our winter break, our professional development days, as well as any of those days of non-student attendance. So this is our newest version. It is my most sincere hope that the calendar committee will reconvene in the next couple of months. And by on or right after spring break or so, we would present to the board the school calendars that, again, we can see that they change once they are approved by the board, whenever anything were to happen for the 24-25 and the 25 school year. So right now, the only calendar that is officially approved by the board or would be approved by the board with these additions would be for the 23-24 school year. And I will take any questions if there are any.
Board members, any questions?
The piece I would just say is people are looking at this because there's no color coding system. Blue represents the institute days or training full professional development days for our staff. The pink are the early release or late start mornings that we have scheduled. And then the yellow represents the quarter end breaks. So just so you know, we don't have that legend for you. And then the green represents conferences that we have. So that's all in the board package that's out there in this agenda item for approval at the next board meeting. So there are reasons for what those colors are, and that is part of the board packet.
And since there are some changes, will you send this out to the community?
Absolutely. So in my next weekly update that goes out, we'll make sure that all of this is highlighted and shared with our families.
Good.
All of our school calendars are always posted on our website. So whenever there's a new update version approved by the board, we do update that right away as soon as it gets approved.
Christine?
Yeah, I would like to thank the calendar committee for taking into account the request for the long weekends by parents. That is something that I heard a lot when we switched from the early release Fridays to the Wednesday. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Any other board members? Great job. Thank you.
And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Okey-doke. We are on item 9, public participation. Please note that the Open Meetings Act provides any person the opportunity to address the board under the adopted public participation policy. That being said, the board would like to advise the public that we will not consider statements read during public participation that are not authored by the reader to be credible unless the board has previously received the statement in writing from the author. Additionally, the author should include that he or she has granted the public participant the authority to read the statement on his or her behalf. Tonight, we have had 2 people sign up for public participation. I will call each of you individually up to the podium. Please state your name and relationship to the district and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please note the following. Each speaker has been provided with the guidelines for public participation. Minors need to be accompanied by their parents or guardians. The board will consider your comments, but will not dialogue or engage with speakers in this forum. Questions raised may be assigned to the superintendent for an answer. As appropriate, a member of the administration may reach out to the speaker to give them relevant information or to ask for additional information. This is done to make sure the board has all the information needed to properly address the speaker's concern. Charges, complaints, or challenges against staff members of the district will not be heard in open meetings and should be made in writing to the board and superintendent. We also ask that speakers refrain from personally attacking district staff or members of the board. Pursuant to Board Policy 2:105, Ethics and Gift Ban, and Illinois Election Code, Section 9-25.1, district property or resources cannot be used in connection with any prohibited political activity, including urging any elector to vote for or against any candidate or proposition. If a public participation participant chooses to violate the Illinois Election Code, Section 9-25.1, a warning will be issued and any subsequent violation will be submitted to the state's attorney's office for review. We ask each participant to be respectful to all individuals who have signed up to speak and adhere to the allotted time limit. We also ask that speakers conduct themselves in a civil and courteous manner and refrain from trying to engage members of the board in dialogue during public participation. Failure to abide by board time rules or those found out of order by the board may lead to exclusion from the meeting to be fair to all participants. Pursuant to board policy, this evening's participants must limit their comments to 3 minutes. Thank you for your understanding and your cooperation. The first speaker for 3 minutes is Christina Constanti.
In response to what you just said, I'd like to say that the prohibited political activity includes, number 2, no board member or employee shall intentionally use any district property or resources in connection with any political activity. Board policy defines prohibited political activity based on Illinois law as follows: preparing for, organizing, or participating in any political meeting, political rally, political demonstration, or other political event. Just to let you know, I am a resident, a parent. I am not an employee of the district, and I'm not yet a board member. So I will continue on with my speech. Thank you. I am Christina Constanti, a parent, resident, and school board candidate for District 300. I have been contacted by many staff members, board members, and community members, and I appreciate all the questions, feedback, and advice. It's been very helpful. Thank you. I have been invited to many groups to speak on my candidacy. In this last week, I have spoke at 3 events. Among the 20-plus school board candidates I've met, one topic is clear. We need to refocus our efforts on academics. We are struggling the same as our neighboring districts are. We have similar challenges. Of all the challenges that we face as a district, accountability, transparency, and trust come up in all areas. The 2 most important areas that I want to focus on are fiscal management and open communication. I want to ensure our tax dollars are spent where the student impact is the greatest, in the classroom, by making sure that we retain excellent teachers and that we're efficient when we're purchasing curriculums and materials. The other issue that affects student success is parental involvement. I want to encourage more positive parental involvement at the school and the district level. I want to increase more volunteer and feedback opportunities by increasing access and participation for parents and community members. What sets me apart as a candidate is that I'm here, and I've been here, invited or not.
Ms.
Board
Constanti,
meetings are board meetings,
I need
parent
you to understand,
advisory
ma'am.
council meetings,
Ms.
financial
Constanti?
meetings. Excuse me?
Ms. Constanti, I need to remind you, you are electioneering right now. You can't do that.
It's not illegal.
If you continue this, I am going to gavel you and you're done.
It's not illegal. Show me. I just read you the law. I read the actual law.
What we cannot as a district.
You're not allowing me to?
Yeah, we cannot as a district have, as an employee, I allow you to do this, subjects me to being a misdemeanor because you are using district resources to election. Yeah, yes, it is. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And I will not put my reputation at risk for you to continue doing something.
What sets me apart as a candidate is that I'm here and I've been
Turn the
here,
mic off.
invited or not.
Turn the
Board
mic off.
meetings, parent advisory council meetings, financial meetings.
I think
Thank you. Our next speaker is Sharon Fetting. You're out of order now. You are out of order, Christina.
You need to pull her. You need to pull her. You need to
Todd.
pull her. You need to pull her.
Yep.
You need to pull her. You need to pull her. You need to pull her. No. No, this needs to
That's it,
stop.
Christina.
You're done.
let's go.
Done. You're done, please.
Yeah. Christina, you're not going to be removed from the meeting. Thank you.
She needs.
You're removed from the meeting.
Yeah, it has to. Yep.
Let's go. Nope. Officers, please. No. Right here. Board members, at this point, I'd like to suggest taking a 15-minute recess. Can I have a motion for a 15-minute recess? Madam
Second.
Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Burkett,
Aye.
Ferrantino. Lamarca. S. Scarpino. Stevens. Thomas. Zettler. Okay, we're in recess.
I would like to reconvene a meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education to order for Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Burkett,
Present.
Fiorentino.
Present.
Lamarca, present. Scarpino. Stevens. Thomas. Zettler.
Present.
You have 7 board members present.
Thank you. Our next speaker for 3 minutes is Sharon Fetting.
My name is Sharon Fetting. That kind of ruined the mood because I was actually going to start off by complimenting 2 of your members here. But I'm going to first complain. Imagine that. Is it legal then for a board member to represent 2 board candidates at court on Friday? Is that some kind of violation? I'm just kind of curious about that because that happened here. No? Amazing. It's amazing all the violations that we see here, but no one seems accountable for them. The other thing is, I wanted to make something clear because a parent had asked me at the last board meeting or 2 board meetings ago about the social studies and social studies and science not starting till 3rd grade. And I just wanted to compliment that Harry's did respond back to me and said that they're not taking it away. They're going to integrate it with reading and math, which I'm curious how that's going to work, but he did answer me back. And I asked about the genderbread person, and according to him, it says, currently we do not teach the genderbread person as part of a curriculum. There are no plans to include this as part of our curriculum in the near future. So that was the question that someone else had. I was also going to compliment, I don't know how to say his name, it's Samuel Ledoux? Okay. Well, anyways, he is going to meet with me next week or the week after. We are making plans to meet because I do have questions about what a teacher had said, that you guys are grading the kids on social emotional learning. Let me see what the teacher told me. About the assessments, that supposedly there's DESA assessments. The teachers are supposed to be filling out 8 questions for each student. I'm hoping that I will get those questions and the scoring. You guys keep telling me there's no scoring, but yet the teachers are telling me that the score is indicating mental health status. If students are in a certain range, they refer to social work, or the teacher has a website with specific lessons to do with the class if there's a trend within the class. So I'm trying to get answers on that. Any parent that's having kids next year start in the district, like I said, make sure you opt out of all surveys. This district is not transparent. And my other question is to save money. I'm all about saving money. I'm curious why we still have the legal counsel sitting there, considering that they fought against the parents and you lost. So it doesn't sound like you guys really know the law. So I'm curious why we still have that legal counsel. They should be fired, and there should be new legal counsel, because I wonder how much of thousands or millions of dollars was spent to fight the parents last year about the mask mandates. And that's it. Thank you.
We are on item 10, items for discussion. I will read each item individually to allow for any discussion. As a note to those in attendance, both virtually and in person, some of these items have been vetted through either the Finance Committee or the Construction Facilities Oversight Committee, CFOC, which is why there may not be a need for new discussion. Item 10.1, Board Meeting Minutes for December 13th, 2022 and December 20th, 2022. 10.2, Disposal Report. 10.3, Donations. 10.4, Treasurer's Report. 10.5, 2023 to 2024 School Calendar. 10.6, Elgin Community College CTE Course Articulation Agreement 2022 through 2024. Item 10.8, Westfield Flooring and AMS Track Capital Projects bids. Item 10.9, Professional Development Contract Renewal. 10.11, Hampshire High School Boiler Maintenance Service Contract Renewal. 10.12, middle school year-end event, middle school year-end event venue contract. 10.13, Winterfest Professional Services Contract. 10.14, Freedom of Information Act Report. Item 11 are the consent items. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Zeller,
Aye.
Stevens. Burkett,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Scarpino,
Aye.
Thomas. Aye. The motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Item 12 are the board discussion. Are there any updates regarding the board committees?
The next joint meeting of the CFOC and Finance is February 14th at 4:30.
Okay. And then any board member, any board discussion at all? Item 12.2, any board discussion at all? Comments on anything? No? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zeller. Thomas. Lamarca, aye. Stevens.
Aye.
Scarpino.
Aye.
Fiorentino.
Aye.
And Burkett.
Aye.
7-0 pass.
We adjourn.